Hello friends, today we'll talk about marriage in an Aquarius ascendant horoscope. As you are aware, this is an Aquarius ascendant, number 11 is written in the Lagna. So please watch this video only if you have 11 written in the Lagna, because that is the Aquarius ascendant about which I'll be talking. In case your Rashi or where your moon is placed has number 11, then that is not the Lagna. We are talking only of the ascendant where number 11 is written in the top center. So when we look at marriage, we look at the 7th house first. We find number 5 is written in the 7th house. This is the sign Leo, and Sun is the lord of this sign. To get married, a person's wish is to get married and wish is to be fulfilled, and this fulfillment of wish is seen from the 11th house, where number 9 is written. Jupiter is the lord of the 11th house. Also, once the person gets married, the size of their family increase, and this increase in family is seen from the 2nd house, where number 12 is written, which is the sign Pisces, and Jupiter is lord of this sign also. So we find that Sun, which is the lord of 7th house, and Jupiter, which is the lord of 11th and the 2nd house, these two are the main planets which will give marriage to the person. Also, the 12th house to any house denies marriage, and therefore we have to see the 12th houses to the 7th, 11th and 2nd house, that is the 6th house, 10th house and the 1st house, Lagna. The 1, 6 and 10 when combined, then they will deny marriage or give divorce to a person. In addition, many people want to know about their love marriages and all that. So we see the love affair from the 5th house. Number 3 is written here. Mercury is the lord of this sign. So this is the house which indicates love affairs, and in case this house is connected to the marriage in any way, in that case the person will have a love marriage. So the most important house is the 7th house. So we will look at the 7th lord Sun when it is placed in all these 12 houses one by one. Thereafter we should also see which planet is placed in the 7th house, because that planet will also give the effect. And also any planet which is placed in this 7th house, the 7th house will have 3 nakshatras. So we will see what results will come when these nakshatras are also activated. In the end, we will take a look at remedies, upays or precautions which must be followed so as to get best results regarding marriage in this ascendant. Taking a look at the Aquarians first. When it comes to marriage or even their personal lives, we find that the Aquarians are very humane and very kind, and their partners realize this. Even though the Aquarians may not give expression to their love so often, but the partners, they realize how kind, humane, how accommodating and adjusting the Aquarians are, and so the marriage generally goes off well. In addition, the Aquarians are very intelligent. They are far out of this world, much ahead of others, and they want equally educated and intelligent partners. And therefore, the signs, people born in Gemini or Libra, they tend to make the best partners for Aquarians. Looking at the 7th lord Sun now. When Sun is placed in the 1st house, Sun has come opposite its sign and becomes detrimental, and here Sun will give a little bit of issues, obstacles. In the marriage, the problems may be caused because of ego trouble between the couple. In the 2nd house, Sun will support the marriage. In the 3rd house, Sun has come to the sign Aries. It becomes exalted here and becomes very strong to give good results. In the 4th house, again Sun is in the Kendra house or the centric house, and Sun will give good results. When Sun is in the 5th house as we have discussed is the house of love affairs. Lord of marriage has come to the house of love affairs, gives a very strong possibility of the person having a love marriage in this case. When Sun comes to the 6th house, it is 12th to the 7th house, which denies marriage or creates obstacles, disagreements in the marriage, and the disagreements may be created because of the ego tussle between the partners. When Sun is in the 7th house, Sun is in its own sign and becomes very strong to give good results. When Sun is in the 8th house is the house of all troubles, problems, obstacles. And here we may find a lot of disagreements and disputes between the couple. Again, because Sun is involved, the disputes may rise because of ego tussle, ego issues between the couple. However, when the Dasha Antardasha comes for marriage and there is a connection to Jupiter, in that case the person will get dowry in marriage. When Sun is placed in the 9th house is a trine house, but Sun in this sign number 7 becomes debilitated or niche. So the condition of niche bhang yoga must be checked so as to ascertain what kind of results Sun is going to give. However, overall the 9th house is, being a trine house, is an auspicious house, and we will find there may be some problems regarding the marriage, getting married. However, the person is likely to get married to a partner who may be staying quite far away from where this person is staying, and the offer for marriage may also come from the side of the partner. When Sun is placed in the 10th house, this is again a Kendra house and a good position for Sun to be in, and the marriage here can take place through official circles, introduction through some colleagues or meeting in office, etc. When Sun is in the 11th house, lot of marriage has come to the house of wish fulfillment, and this is a very good placement for Sun regarding the marriage. When Sun is placed in the 12th house indicates separation, foreign countries, abroad, and we will find that Sun here may lead to some kind of separation between the couple, and in case Sun is in good dignity and Dasha Antardasha is connected to good planets, in that case the marriage may have a foreign connection or something to do with abroad. Looking at rest of the planets, whenever we look at any planet in this house, please remember in the sign number 5, which is Leo, there are 3 nakshatras. The first nakshatra from 0 degrees to 13 degrees 20 minutes will belong to Ketu. So the placement of Ketu must be seen, because that effect will also come. The second nakshatra from 13 degrees 20 minutes to 26 degrees 40 minutes will belong to Venus. Now Venus in this horoscope is lord of a Kendra house and lord of a trine house. And Venus is considered a very benefic planet in Aquarius ascendant horoscope. It is extremely Yogkarak. And so the good effects of Venus will come. And when any planet is between 26 degrees 40 minutes to 30 degrees in the sign Leo, then that planet will be in the nakshatra of Sun. So the same results will come what Sun has given, what we have discussed earlier. Looking at all the other planets when they are placed in this house one by one, when Moon is placed in this house, Moon is the lord of 6th house. 6th house creates trouble, disagreements in the marriage, and the disagreements between the couple may take place because of emotional nature of one of the couples or both of them, and basically emotional turmoil between two of them. When Mars is placed in this house, Mars is the lord of the 10th house and Mars is the lord of the 3rd house. Overall, the 10th house and 3rd house, when only considering Mars, are alright, unless Mars is connected to malefic planets which deny marriage like Moon and Saturn. In that case, there can be trouble in the marriage. However, otherwise it will indicate that the marriage may take place either through advertisement, communication like advertising on internet, marriage sites, marriage apps, dating apps, etc. Or the marriage can take place through official circles, through their colleagues, seniors, juniors, depending on which of the houses, whether the 3rd house or the 10th house is stronger. When Mercury is placed in the 7th house, Mercury is the lord of the 5th house and lord of the 8th house. 5th house is love affairs, as we have discussed, and lord of love affairs coming to the house of marriage gives a very strong possibility of the person having a love marriage. The 8th house indicates troubles as well as dowry, as well as it is a hidden house. So this can indicate some kind of trouble between the partners, or it can indicate that there may have been a hidden love affair which has later on converted into marriage, depending on which dasha antardasha comes first. And in case there is a connection to the 11th house or Jupiter in the dasha antardasha, in that case the person will have a love marriage and will get dowry in the marriage. When Jupiter is placed in this house, Jupiter is the lord of the wish fulfillment and the second house, which indicates an increase in family, and Jupiter coming to this house is a very auspicious sign and very beneficial for the marriage. When Venus is placed in the 7th house, Venus, as we have discussed, is benefic planet, being lord of a Kendra house and a trine house, and Venus will give very good effects regarding the marriage here. When Saturn is placed in this house, Saturn is opposite its own sign and becomes detrimental, so will give a lot of problems in the marriage. Also, Saturn is also the lord of the 12th house, which indicates separation. So here Saturn will definitely give delays, and as I repeat in all my videos, Saturn is the significator of delays. So whenever Saturn is placed in any house, and in this case when Saturn is placed in the 7th house, it will give delays. Also when it aspects the 7th house, which will happen when Saturn is placed in the 5th house, in the 10th house, or in the Lagna itself. In these three conditions, Saturn will give delays in the marriage. Regarding Rahu and Ketu, when Rahu and Ketu are placed in the 7th house, their results either will be as per the sign number 5 or Leo, that is, they will give the results of Sun, or the results may depend on the conjunctions and aspects on these two planets. But overall, we will find that with Rahu and Ketu, there will be a tendency for the person to have an inter-religion or an inter-caste marriage. Overall, now when we look at this horoscope, we find that Sun being the lord of the 7th house and Jupiter being the lord of 11th and 2nd house are the most important planets in this horoscope. So we must do the remedies accordingly in order to get best results regarding marriage. In Aquarius ascendant horoscope, on Sundays, pray to Lord Sun and read Gayatri Mantra. Second remedy is a lifetime precaution to maintain very good relations with your father and take his blessings. The third remedy is once again a lifetime good habit is to pay respect to Brahmins, teachers, gurus or teacher-like figures and take their blessings. And the fourth remedy is on Thursdays, serve Brahmins. Doing these simple things will give better results regarding marriage in case you are an Aquarius ascendant. I hope you have understood the basics of Aquarius ascendant marriage. See you in the next video. Thank you.